YouTube, how's it going there? Long Bottle Leafer smoking my 7 Nelly 677. Gonna make this a quick video because I'm almost at the bottom of my bowl. But I'm really excited about this video. This is gonna be a Tolkien talk, and this is gonna be on the subject of fan films. Now I know the knee-jerk gut reaction of fan films. If you ever seen Star Wars or Star Trek fan films, there's some really crappy ones out there. Well, the good news is I found 3 really well produced Lord of the Rings / Middle-earth fan films that I think you'll enjoy, and they're very accessible. I'm going to provide a YouTube link to all 3 fan films in the description, so you don't have to go out on the interwebs and download them. You can stream them in great quality. So let's jump in this. The first one is going to be called Ranger. This follows the story of Beren and Luthien. Beren and Luthien is a story told in the Silmarillion, and it happens before The Hobbit and before The Lord of the Rings. It's an excellent story. I would call it the best love story ever told in Middle-earth. Alright, so the good thing is that this is based off a really good story. Bad thing is this isn't really canon. So they leave out some major plot points, but it kind of redeems itself in production quality as well as videography, casting, all really well done. Even the props and scenery is really well done. CGI is kind of lacking, but still a really good fan film to watch, and if you're bored, I would definitely put it on. I give Ranger about a 7 out of 10. Fun fact. Tolkien loved Beren and Luthien so much, and he loved the story, that on his tombstone he has Beren by his name and Luthien by his wife's name. So you can also see how he sees it as the greatest love story ever told. But read it in the Silmarillion. I really love that version, and the fan film does it justice as well. Now the second one is a full-length film. Beren and Luthien, I think, hovers around 30 minutes. The second one is called A Born of Hope. And this movie, or fan film, I want to call it a movie because it's an hour, I think it's about an hour and 10 minutes long. And really, really good fan film. It covers the story of Aragorn's father, Arathorn. Now, if you're not familiar, or if you can't remember who Aragorn was, he was the guy who was leading the hobbits. And he eventually became the king and returned the king and married Lady Arwen. At the bottom of this bowl. So, I'm going to keep on going. Follows the story of Arathorn, follows the story of the Numenor, the Rangers, gives you a lot more backstory. As far as I'm concerned, this is in canon. It's based off of a few passages in the appendices at the end of the Return of the King. And how they create a story around such few passages just amazes me. And makes it believable as well. You know, it hits the major plot points, tells them how Arathorn, you know, what happens during his journey and everything. I don't want to give away too much and give away spoilers, but they do a great job in this fan film. The only reason I'm not giving this a 10 out of 10 is just because of videography. The props are kind of lacking, and I hate criticizing to this much, but you know, it kind of gives you an idea of what to expect. So I'm going to give this film an 8 out of 10. Great film, definitely worth watching. Great supplementary film before The Hobbit and before The Lord of the Rings. So check it out. Now the last one is my favorite. And if I'm going to marathon The Hobbit and then The Lord of the Rings, I would definitely place this film in between. Because it's chronically in between and because it's worth watching in between. It's really that good. And it's called The Hunt for Gollum. And this covers the story of Aragorn hunting down Gollum. He briefly meets with Gandalf in between. And it's really just a good segue into The Lord of the Rings. Now, I'm not sure if the third Hobbit movie will cover this story, but if not, I feel like this does it justice. Really captures the Peter Jackson dark style videography that you see. You know, I never noticed if you watch The Lord of the Rings, but there's a lot of blue tints in places, and he really brings out dark, I don't even know how to describe it. It's really dark colors, but he brings out the vibrant in it. I really enjoy his style of filming and the video actor effects and lighting, and this really captures it. There's some really great orc fighting and choreography. Really, really surprised at how great this film was. I would give this film a 9 out of 10. And the reason it's not a 10 out of 10 is just because of length, because it only lasts 38 minutes. If this guy spent an hour and a half working on Tolkien-based work, I would love to see what he would do with some of the Silmarillion works. But, man, this was really, really good. The casting was on point. Costumes were on point. Choreography, sound, just everything just blew my mind. So if you're going to check out just one of these films, go check out Hunt for Gollum. It hovers around 40 minutes. Excellent film. Definitely worth the time watching. The casting for Aragorn was perfect in my... I mean, it just did really well in my mind. So, I know I've used a lot of adjectives to describe these films, but I hope you'll check out all of them, man. I really enjoyed these fan films. There's some other Lord of the Rings fan films out there, but they're not as well produced. But these are the 3 that I would recommend that I enjoyed. So, this has been the Long Bottom Leafer. I haven't been smoking my pipe the whole time. I'm kind of sad that it went out. Thought I was going to make it to the last minute. But, I haven't harped on it too much. I thought this was going to be like a 12-minute video, but I was able to keep it short. And, anyways, guys, this has been Long Bottom Leafer. I'm going to remind you guys one more time. Pipe show coming up, man. October 11th, 12th, and 13th. I'm going to be going October 12th. It's out in Richmond. If you want to go, leave a comment in the description or in the comment section. Peter Serino is going to come, and I think a few of my other friends are going to join us. We're going to go down to Richmond, going to go to Legend Brewing Company and go get a beer, some good meals, and come back to my place after the pipe show, smoke a pipe, maybe listen to some good music, hang out in the man cave. Yeah, going to have a good time. So if you want to go to that, hit me up, send me a message, leave me a comment, whatever. Check out the fan films. They're great. Long Bottom Leafer, signing out. Later, guys.